I'm Pickle Rick!
And there we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this Saturday night stream live after Clive. And yeah, it was the wrong button. That was the wrong button. Still need to. I don't know if I want to replace that button or just leave it there in case it returns, but we'll see. We shall see. So, we had some of the early ones here. Who do we have? Joe Russ, Franco Walker. Our Queen Liz Edwards was here, but I believe she is done for the evening. What else we got here? Mr. Egg Cake showed up early. Zap Sparky, Mr. S. Let's keep scrolling. David Garcia, Pianoman Rob is here. Maurice Walker, Kevin Hardesty. What's up, Chris? Clive C. Red Dwarfer, I see that you already sent the Jubinator update, or at least sent something. I'm assuming Jub's in there. What's up, Kevin Hardesty? Sam Online. Oh, yeah. So let's do a pre-toast before Clive gets here, and then we'll crack our apple cider open. But Sam turned 63 today. So happy birthday there, Sam Online. Cheers. Hope it was pretty good day for you. Wrong number. Yeah, that was wrong number. Yeah. So let's see. We have our VertoThermoWhoofle coming here in about 8 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. Besides that, yeah, everything's chill as far as stickers go. Kind of once everyone gets here, we'll bring it up. But I'm kind of interested in just people's opinions of just stuff that comes with stickers or just stickers in general. I know I like stickers. I need to use them more because I have a bunch. I just haven't used them all. But I do enjoy some stickers. I guess we'll touch on that a little bit. Assuming Clive remembers to send... Oh, there it is. Speaking of the devil. What's up, everybody from Clive? Heading on over here. What's up, Phasma? Flemgob? Naismith? Looks like we got people showing up. Norman? How you doing, buddy? All right. Well, we'll give this a second for everything to get here, and then we'll crack open our crisp hard apple cider. Bjorn, Spoken True, Methyl. I got a bunch of people. Martel, what's going on? Dave Vab, Stevie Seal, Megavolt, what's up, bud? Girage, hey, man. Why does the raid start with muted audio? That might be because maybe like it's a thing in case you're coming into a fresh stream and like I'm cussing up a storm saying shit, fuck, cunt, and motherfucker, and they are worried that you may not want to hear that. But I have noticed some streams do that. But either way, let's crack this open for everybody. And yeah, this is what I'm having this evening. This is my usual. So cheers, everybody. If you must make alcohol from apples, it might as well be liquor, or liqueur, I guess you mean. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they do that. But I know there's something, I think liqueur is just thicker. It did warn me you might be consuming drugs or tobacco. Ah, that could be it too, yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, there's some alcohol. Here's some tobacco. And here's something else. This music is making me want to drive an orange Dodge Charger. It's making me want to drive a convertible down the street and have a shootout. Yeah, just kidding. That's from Devil's Rejects. Good movie. Good movie. We got a bing bong. What is that? We've reached our followers goal of 240. Well, much appreciated there. Who's that? Cyberlight06. Well, thank you, bud. Much appreciated, as I can repeat over and over again. But anyway, it warned me you might see pussies and possibly pianos, says Grelko. Yes, we will soon be seeing pussies and pianos. Well, I mean, you can see one now if you want. There's the dude. He's been hanging out in the hallway a lot lately. See if anybody... Oh, somebody's up there. And Mama Pants. So there's the dude and Mama. The piano part will be in just under an hour. When we got Pianoman Rob, we got a couple recordings we'll be playing. But yeah, there's the Kitties. They're trying to get... it seems like everybody's trying to get along except for Ronnie. Ronnie just doesn't like the dude, but I think that's just guy thing. You two boy cats, but him and Poofers have been getting along relatively well, I would say. I actually have matte detangler stuff coming because Mama, like, I noticed her fur was getting a little oily on her back a couple weeks ago, and then like the one morning I wake up and she's got like a little tiny, maybe it's like a couple of just small patches. Wow, he's digitized as hell. All right, anyway. But yeah, we'll be hanging with the Pussycats a little later. But yeah, she's got these little, I mean, they're almost like the size, like probably 3 maybe mats or clumps like that I tried to brush out. And like she was real uncomfortable with it and it just wouldn't work. So I got some spray stuff. Hopefully that'll work, brush it out. Otherwise, I guess we'll hit a groomer or a vet. I know some of the vets have a groomer, something like that. What's up, Alfred? Cute kitty. Yeah, that's 2 of them. There's 2 more. What's up, Spiker? 8-bit dude cat. Who is that? Rainbow Dandelion. Much appreciated. Thank you for the follow. What's up, Electron Box? Makes me want to wear a wife beater shirt. Yeah. This old classic 70s rock. For some reason, I got in the mood for that. Don't know why. You have 4. I have 4, yes. I had 5 until, I guess what was a few months ago. My old lady cat, she finally passed on after a while. But everyone else is good. Everyone else in here should have plenty of life left in them, that's for sure. They're all about 9 years old-ish. Give a toast. Oh, we can do that. Oh, and it's almost VertoThermoWhoofle time as well. Cheers, Norman, and cheers to everybody that's hanging out. We're just doing our thing. We're chilling. We're going to be talking about stickers of all things soon and just doing the thing. And if you're new here, there's lots of toasts and cheers and puffs and whatever's going on, as well as a little bit of fire here in just a moment. Have you my condolences on your loss? I know. Oh yeah, they're definitely like they're my grandkitties. Well, let's see. Hold on. Let me flick back to the cat view here. So Tiny Mama, the one on the left, if you're new, we rescued her. Well, yeah, she was rescued from the back of the alleyway, and I'm in a county, not like city alley, like just regular thing out back. Well, 65 days after she was rescued, she had birth to 5 kittens. All 5 were good. So apparently she got knocked up like that day or within those 24 hours, because 65 days is, quote, 9 months, like humans. So she had 5 kittens. 3 of them left with a divorce thing, and actually, her son and daughter, who are still here, aren't in the picture. And that box just fell on the dude. Good job, C2S. You just, oh my God, you're just bonking the hell out of him. And the dude there on the right, he's been inside for almost 11 months. All right, let's switch here. So we got to hydrate, we got to stretch. All right, everybody got stretched. No, I got divorced, not the cat. And, you know, things had to be split out. At that point, I had 7 cats when the whole family was here, because it was Spaz, who just passed, Tiny Mama, and then her 5 kitties. And now we're down to 4. But the dude, he came in Thanksgiving. He was a neighborhood cat for like about 7 or 8 years. And then he started hanging out here a lot, and then a lot more. And about what? We were hanging out with him for almost 9 months, maybe a little more, maybe a full year. And then like one day I opened the door and he like walked in and then walked right back out. And I went, oh, okay. So he kind of did that for about a month. And then I kept telling him, like, look, man, next week is Thanksgiving vacation. Cheers again. And if you walk in, I'm closing the door and you're just going to be an inside cat, because obviously you kind of want to be here. And then that day I got off work, I opened the door and he came in, walked up the stairs and laid down. So I went, well, I guess he understood. So I closed the door and he's been in ever since. His brother's still out there, but his brother actually hasn't been coming around much. Like, his brother lives right next door. Like, they actually have a house for him and everything. But they'll be moving soon. And they already said, like, yeah, we'll just bring his house over here. He can live over here. I'll take over feeding him again, because I've been feeding all the neighborhood cats. So who knows? Maybe at some point his brother might be in here as well with him. What's up, Cotton About It? The chat overlay only shows Twitch messages. Yeah, it's weird. What happened to YouTube? Okay. Holy shit. Hang on, everybody. I just caught up on about 8,000 lines of chat, because that got stuck up there. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, that's caught up now. Holy shit. Wow, yeah, I was missing all kinds of stuff. Look at that. I thought chat got really slow. What's up, Fama? Well, now I can catch up with chat. There's Jack Attack. Stream Elements is here. Holy shit. Look at all this chat. Blackwatcher, the Pancake Man. Well, his availability may be limited, as he's apparently attending a wedding. I don't know if that's current or going to. Your Eastern U.S. time? Yeah, I'm right around Baltimore. Baltimore County, not fucking city. Hold on to your hat. Yeah, I've never seen chat scroll that fast, but I think that's been backed up since about the beginning. Sorry about that. It's just how this plugin works. Just the way it works, it's a little weird, but it works when you set it up right. That's like when you have an impacted colon. Yeah, it just kind of all came out all at once. Yeah, just try to screw. Yeah, this was about 4 pages on my bulk screen that I'm looking at. The overlay is broken. See, I can't even see when people were telling me on YouTube, because it wasn't. That's weird. All right. Well, anyway, it's fun for the dyslexics. Oh yeah, or dysfunctional. Sorry. Why isn't this scroll? Oh, I am doing all kinds of catch up. Sorry. Did you have to cut one of the cats in half in the divorce? No. The only thing I'm worried about when that happens. Thanks, Stevie. Appreciate that. Cheers. When that happened, like, one of the cats was bonded with the ex. One of the cats was very bonded with her daughter. Not mine, her daughter. And the other cat was Jeff. He was our seizure kitty. He started having seizures, I guess at this point it'd be about 3 or 4 years ago. She said she'd take him because she'd be able to take better care of him, but I don't know that that was actually reality, but there's no contact at all, so I have no idea what's going on. But hopefully Jeff is doing well, because his seizure medicine was very expensive, and he needed it because they tried to just lighten it up a little bit, and he started seizing again at one point. So Scrufdog Live, about to flash an Xbox 360 with RG Reset Glitch Hack 3. Wow, I remembered that. Just disassembled it and tried to solder the inner programmer tomorrow. That 10K resistor solder spot sure looks small. They're not that bad. Because I've done, on the Xbox 360s, I did the Reset Glitch Hack. I did whatever the earlier hacks were. I've done Demon firmware mods. Where you got, the dual firmware mods on them. I mean, granted, I haven't done that like 10 years or more, but it wasn't too bad. It wouldn't hurt if you have like a, the helping hands, like, little pinchy holder, alligator clip holder. If you get like a little magnifying glass, or even set up your phone and just zoom in just a little bit, if it might help, but it wasn't that bad. Like even the original Xbox, I did the 128 meg RAM modification when you have to solder all the RAM pins on, and I did that under a 5x magnifying glass, and I got it right the first time. So don't doubt it. I think you'll be all right. I wonder if I may have seen a video or two or some MRE taste tests on YouTube. It's been a while though, says Alfred. Maybe. I'm up to what we just do, episode 20. So it's been going for almost a full year. Actually, I got to order the next set of MREs. I'll probably do that next month. I just found out Clive is on Twitch too. Yeah, he streams over here now and does his regular videos over there. Oh, wow. We totally missed the VertoThermoWhoofle because of the chat incident. Well, let's get to that real quick. Twitch is less bothered with Clive when he lights his beard. Yeah. And if I wasn't also, not that I'm going to stop streaming on YouTube, but if I wasn't streaming on YouTube, it'd probably have a little more pew stuff laying around. But anyway, well, besides, that's all waiting for the my last pieces of AR-10 to show up. But anyway, let's set some stuff on fire with our fresh bottle of butane, and a cleaned out woofler. Ooh, hold on, need some more woofle juice. He's a little thin. Forgot to add a little more. All right, let's see what we got. That'll work. Number one. One for Freddy. Whew. Set chat on fire. And Gadoosh. Yeah, was it Wednesday or Thursday? No, I think it was Thursday. We ran out of butane. Like I went, whew, and I went, wow. It almost, like I don't remember it. When I picked it up, it definitely felt lighter than it should. Like, it's really warm in here. I actually have the heat on now. Wow, that is. Hold on. Let's see here. 34.8 in that box, and 24 right there. All right. Oh, not a bad little thermal camera. All right, we are back. Hot dog. Yeah, it's definitely warm in here. You can get all female seeds fan plant. Yeah, from what I understand, we only grew females, and I'm not letting them get pregnant, or hope they do not get pregnant. Mine had a male next to it, so I have seeds. Oh, I see. I see what we're talking about. Playing with infrared vision is pretty cool, says Alfred. Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's, that came from Clive with the woofler and all that. But I have the anti-siphon upgraded wooflers that I put on Thingiverse. So instead of it just being a straight down to the tube, it actually has a, like a plumbing style siphon or anti-siphon setup in it, so it doesn't drain back if there's not a good seal on there, and it works pretty good as long as your 3D printer can handle pretty tight tolerances. But then I made a loose woofler to kind of help with that. I don't know. I think a few people have printed them out. Cyberlight says, I tried to grow outside. Too many bugs trying to eat it. So I bought a tent. Yeah, a long time ago, I used to grow. I had 4 tents growing, an entire room dedicated to it. I stopped doing that. 7 years ago. But I was growing White Widow, AK-47, and Jack Herrera. Towards the end, once Jack Herrera popped up, because that's really good calming, calms your brain down a little bit, puts you in a pretty good mellow, predictable mood. So I ended up replacing the AK-47 with Jack Herrera for like a year or two before I stopped everything. That was a really good strain. You don't see a lot of it anymore, at least not around where I am. So I don't know what happened, because I know that was like the hot shit for a while. All my other plants grow great, but this stuff doesn't work at all. Some strains just don't want to do it. Some strains work better when it's colder. Some work a little better if it's warmer. Some don't care, but it's, yeah, that's the thing. Feminized Northern Lights was easy to grow. Yeah, Northern Lights is good. Nothing wrong with that. And I've heard that does grow fairly well. Palma says, try Tomato Miracle Grow fertilizer. Works well on those plants. Yeah, that is one, a general one if you don't want to get specialized fertilizers. Because they have, per stage, you can get different fertilizers to help with different things. Punctuation Rule says, not Miracle Grow. That, yeah, you can use it in a pinch, but not a lot. Like, it's generally, not recommended, because that will burn some plants up unless you are very careful. A toilet Lego model would fit perfectly next to the cow. The cow cow? What, a toilet up there? The cow? You mean the cow cow? Do they have Lego toilets? Better off with the tomato seed, says Greco. Absolutely. And thank you for following there. I said Alfred, didn't I? All red, not Alfred. You're not Batman's butler. You're all red 58. Sorry about that. All red. Gotcha. I do that. Don't worry. I do my best to keep the names correct. I bought tomato soil and fertilizers to Cyberlight. Yeah, that should be fine. Just make sure you give the soil a little bit of time to use up its nutrients before you start adding more nutrients back in. That's another thing that can be a little iffy of judging when you should start adding some nutrients, and that's usually getting on forums and seeing experience so that you don't have to. Oh, my ear itches. Probably shave my ears; they're getting a little furry. But yeah. But anyway, little bits of fertilizer at a time, see how it does. When you think it's good, add a little bit more, see how they do. If they start to get weird, then you know to back off. Maybe run some extra water in there to flush it if you add too much. And when I say extra water, I mean like you take the plant somewhere, you put it in a sink, and you just run water through it and just let it flush out. Don't forget you can do that too. What's up, Outrageous Otis? How are you today? Rocco says Miracle Grow will encourage leaf growth. Tomato feed will encourage flowers. Yeah, Miracle Grow, like I said, if you use it sparingly, and that's a good point there. Use it in the beginning. That will help, like you say, that'll help leaves. And then on the phase 2, that's when you get something that helps flowers. Because remember, you're here to grow flowers, not wheat, not leaves. But yeah, like if you ever add something and it looks like it's too much and like maybe you over fertilized it, just remember you can flush it out. Even if you can't really move it to a sink, get a 5-gallon bucket, stick a brick or something in there, stick it up high as much as you can, and just pour a bucket, a gallon jug of water through it just to get stuff out of it and have it drain into the bucket. Whatever you got to do. But that's only if you think you over fertilized it. What's up, Simon? Good evening. Looking for an affordable bench multimeter. Maybe check out. Oh, you're talking about like big boy bench meter. I have no idea. I've never really had a bench meter. I always just use portable multimeters. And at that, lately I've been using X-Tech. Why is everything so hot right here? Like I can feel it. Oh, it's coming from under the monitor. So yeah, X-Tech, EXTECH. I don't know what they have, maybe that you'd go for bench, but I use them because they're the multimeter branch of FLIR. FLIR as in FLIR. So I don't know. That's what I use for work. X-Tech for my meters. I had a Fluke, but it got stolen, so I just got another X-Tech. So still at the wedding, says Lock Watcher. There's so much toast going on, I may need to make some scrambled eggs. Nice, nice. Fluke for the job. This is Brandano. I had Fluke for the job, but I use X-Tech pretty much for everything at this point. If I see a good deal on a Fluke and I feel like I need a Fluke, I'll get one. But even, yeah, here we go. I thought I had my X-Tech up here. That might be, oh, no, that might still be downstairs. I have this one down here. Like, again, Klein Tools, that would be another, for portable stuff. But this is one I got from a guy at work. The amp meter, the DC amp meter on it is totally freaked out. Like, you turn it on, it thinks it's pulling 60 amps right out of the gate. But the zeroing feature on it still works, so I just kind of go with it. Seems to do fine on everything else. And the leads are good, which, how that goes. Oh, no, that's right. Those leads are good because I bought leads for it. FLIR, forward-looking infrared. Yes, indeed. All Red says, for a multimeter I have, Radio Shack model I bought some years ago. Yeah, I've got a couple of them. I mean, I've even got like those cheapy red and black Harbor Freight. A couple of them downstairs is like the backup to the backup. Top of the hour toast. Missed that by a minute. Cheers, everybody. Top of the hour toast. Appreciate y'all hanging. My cannibal girlfriend finally convinced me to sleep over. She promised to make me breakfast in the morning. Oh, I bet she did. Freecy DMT 99 from AliExpress is Grelko. Auto ranging and very cheap. Yeah, I mean, it's like multimeter stuff. I mean, it all depends on, it's not necessarily how much you're willing to spend, it's how accurate do you need to be. That's really what you're paying for. A little bit is the name, but name usually comes with accuracy. So that's kind of really, as far as I've seen, as far as spending more and more for a meter, it's just more and more accurate. And then you get to a point where it's more and more accurate and a better warranty. Man who is addicted to drinking brake fluid claims he can stop anytime. Absolutely. What's up, Josh? I don't know if I said hi to you yet or not. Do you pronounce it fleur? I do FLIR, whichever. I guess everyone, actually I do hear it pronounced differently. I wonder which way they prefer. Fuses for multimeters are sure expensive. Yeah, I mean, it's just a couple strands of copper soldered across if need be. Yeah, no, it's fine. Nowadays, it's more a matter of more reliability rather than more accurate. This is Brandano. Yeah, that's again, it's what are you using it for? Like, if it breaks, are you going to be screwed because you're at work? Or if it breaks, is it's cool because you're at your house and you got another one? Or you're just derping around, you know? Jonathan Hughes, just buy a Fluke 87V. The meter will last 30 years. Yeah, 87V, it's one of those things. It's a little pricey, but you're pretty much buying the best meter ever created and ever to be created as far as, you know, portable multimeters go. Stevie says, wait, there's cake? Is there cake? I could use cake. I haven't made a cake in a while. I haven't actually eaten cake in a while. Probably the last time I had cake would be somebody's retirement party or my birthday a few years ago. Probably. Bing bong. Oh, yeah, we got messages rolling in. Fan plant just typed something interesting. Not sure. Who's quitting? Someone's quitting? Mr. A, I'm quitting for real. What are you quitting? Are you quitting the girl that came out of the cake? Like, it wasn't her fault that they baked her into it. Looks like ad time for all. Oh my God, someone's actually getting an ad? Oh, I'll have to wait for him to come back. And then I'll explain. For those, well, yeah, we'll give that a couple seconds. That's almost done anyway. Ad break has ended. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so if you actually just called an ad on Twitch, congratulations. That's pretty rare that you see them. But the whole point of it is so that when you join, you don't have to see an ad. It was running 1 minute, 30-second ad every 30 minutes so that if you're joining the stream fresh or anyone joining the stream fresh, they won't have to just automatically run into an ad. Unless it's the very beginning of the stream when I run an ad as soon as it'll let me during the intro, just to get it over with. Who are we waiting for? We were waiting for Twitch to get back from possible ad. It said, I saw you said it looks like ad time for me. So then I went, whoa, because a lot of the people on Twitch don't see the ads. If you're so if you're a Twitch subscriber or member, I have ads turned off. And then if you Twitch Turbo, you don't get them, but it's not too bad. Scientists have isolated the worst food for a man's health. Wedding cake. Fucking cheers to that, bro. And I'll get another one of these after Pussies and Piano. What do we got? Palma. Gifting 5 more memberships on the old Twitchy Twitch. Much appreciated to that there, Fama. Hype train rolling on my face. Pianoman, Zoe ZT 10,000 or 10,000, 1000R is a good cheapo meter. Hey, whatever works. Literally cake. What was that? We got to cheer with some bits. Thank you. Thank you, C2S. Wait a minute. What happened? Oh, okay. Yeah. And Fama just re-upped for the 5th month in a row. Holy shit, let's just cheers the fuck out of all this. And we'll get ready to see what some people have sent in. Got a few things here. Let's see. Mr. S. What has Mr. S sent for us? Blah, 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 blah. All right. So we got this sent in from Mr. S. I guess we'll get to sticker talk eventually. I don't know. Slow motion Slurpee Kitty. Blah, blah, blah. Is that Dushka? Yeah, I have water fountains on 2 floors. 2 floors have water fountains. And actually one of them's broke, so I guess 1 floor. That's cool. Good to see the kitty going slurpy slurpy with the water. That's just how we talk sometimes here, folks. I don't know. Text. C2S has sent us some pretty pictures. Oh, we can zoom on this one. Look at that pretty. We're getting pretty close there. Once they start getting a little bit of brown going, you know you're close. Yeah, kind of like those are doing. Just gonna need to get some out on these leaves, get that brown going. Very pretty. Good to see those are doing well. What else we got? Okay, we can do that with that. Go over here. Guess we gotta do that again. Lot Watcher, Pianoman, who I guess as we've said, is at a wedding right now. Where does it start? All right. So we have the pancake shot. Our usual pan. Why does one pancake look different? Actually, they all look kind of a little different from each other. Are those different pancakes? Are you getting weird with us on the pancake? Oh, hold on. Oh, wild prints. Wild prints with captured bolt and 3D printed pulleys. Oh yeah, okay. I like that for putting that bolt in there. You definitely, yeah, you want as big a bolt as you can. Just the more plastic, the more better, the more support. Not finished with the launcher, but getting close. This will launch a spongy raccoon across the room. Wow. You are not friggin' around. Oh, that's why you did those slots. Right. Gotcha. Now I see how that fits together. That's gonna fuck something up. Either way, it looks good. A good creation, good use of the printer, which I was gonna work on mine tomorrow, but now my dad needs me to come help him with his yard. From Kevin Hardesty. Kitty Boop Belly. Just back to YouTube. If anyone's wondering where I went, what? No one's wondering. All right, I'll bring pasta next time. Then take it away, says Fama. If Fama will definitely bring the pasta, that's for sure. Thank you for that, Kevin. Good to see Kitty doing happy Kitty things. Pat Benatar, that is correct. Nice printed plates. Sort of, yeah. Just got back. Okay, got that. Nice citrus smell. Oh, yeah, I gotcha. Oh, on those plants. Yeah, I could see that. Some of them plants do really rock in the citrus department. All right, let's see what we got from Red Dwarfer and how the Jubbinator's doing. Mr. Jubbs. Happy adoption versary, Mr. Jubbs. Ah, how long has Mr. Jubbs been there with you? He looks like a happy kitty. He's got that brown thing going on, you know, all black cats lie because none of them are actually black. Most of them are just a really dark brown. That's good. Oh, chillin'. Blanket's kind of cool. Camp something. Ah, my ear itches again. Probably gonna die. That's fine. Was 30 on sale, I guess. Got a little Dalmatian there. 3 years ago, there it is. 3 years ago today, we brought his lordship home from the shelter. Excuse the hideous blanket it came with him. Oh, well, that's not kind of a wicked looking blanket. I don't know. So that's him from 3 years ago. Definitely a happy kitty. Real honest dairy Alpine. American style cheddar grated cheese. First tariffs, and now you dump Trump's nail clippings on us. Gee, thanks, America. Yeah, there's. Look, yeah, they could actually. That's horrible. Like, you need bigger pieces of cheese for that. Oh, what's up, Phasma? Slots. Oh, no, slots. Yeah, not sluts. Slots, Fama. There's our fat cat. Flat cat. Oh, Flat cat had a little too many Jaeger shots. Probably Jack Attack's fault. Even his tail looks a little drunk. That's pretty good. we have Sleepy Flat Cat this week. That is just fine. Everybody's got to do their thing to get a good chill on. Thank you for this week's Flat Cat. See what we got from Benji. We have the weekly bench shot. Is that a heater thing? Like a heat gun or something? That's kind of interesting looking. And did you custom do the casings for those? I know you are with your orange stuff. Looks good. Looks a little busier than usual. That's generally a good thing. Busy bench is a good bench. We have some sort of something with specs. Is that an ice cream? Let's see. There's no explanation. We got some. Looks like some stew or soup at least. Depending, I go between stew and soup mostly just on how thick it is. A 70s hairdryer. Those look like a 70s hairdryer. Yes, absolutely. At Kalar, do you have the email address at Kalar? Oh, that's cool. I think I've seen, well, I think we've all seen probably like cartoons or whatever, but that's cool. I like Kit Kats doing their thing. Oh, well, I was zoomed way in. No, that was weird. Okay. Old car. I haven't seen one of them rolling around here, much less over there. Russia? Oh, my lord. Of course, who knows? Maybe for them, that's not that old. But we have what looks like fish, peas. Oh, yeah, isn't that a thing over there? Chips, aka French fries. I had crab cake today. And cooking something at 7 p.m. Almost looks like a pasta thing. I spy Rovex 877, says Jeff Lee. Well, where's Benji? Benji? Oh, there's Benji. What was that? Did I miss what that was, Benji? Yogurt on a baked apple. Oh, that. Okay. Yogurt on a baked apple. Well, that would explain why there's a weird miscoloring right there. I'm guessing that's the apple poking through. All right, well, thank you for those, Benji. Still want to know what that hairdryer thing was. And let's see, Cat and Barrett sent a bunch of stuff over. Let's see what we got here. One little buddy there. Just starting out. Starting his little journey. Here's another one. Looking pretty good. They seem a little skinny. They aren't, their leaf tips are curled down a little bit. What, I feel like, are they a little dry maybe? When you see that little bend, I know that means something. I feel like that might be, they're getting dry? Or is that over? I can't remember. I know that means you're riding the edge on something. Oh yeah, and he's got like a bunch of, if you can kind of, yeah, there's no zoom. Oops. You can kind of see in there, he's got a bunch of, I think they might be springtails. Because I had a springtail outbreak way back in the beginning when I started doing my thing. But then they all went away, and every once in a while you'd see one. But what I thought were bad mites ended up just being a shit ton of springtails, which are fine. They're usually good for you. All right. I think that's everything we got at the moment. I'll check in with the other stuff shortly. And fried garlic, better than soup. Ice cream looks like a face. Kinda. What do you got, Mouse? I've got a family-sized slow cooker that currently is filled with hot stew. Enough to last a week. That is good. It's just starting to get chilly here. So I'm probably going to be doing some chili and some more beef stew here soon. Like, I don't know why I wait till it's cold. probably because when I when I make my beef stew, it stays in the slow cooker on low for a full day, like 24 hours. Like I'll put it in when I get home from work, chop it up, get things going, adjust the water, as needed, add a couple things if I need to, and then it just sits there all night and all day. Even when I go to work, I leave it on low. It gets on its own little dedicated breaker in case something gets weird. It'll pop quick. But yeah, that's how I do that. And then usually at the end, I make sure it's just a little too runny, like watery, and then I'll add a packet of gravy powder to it, because gravy powder is just flavored cornstarch. So I'd gravy packet to it and then let that cook, on its last hour, and that thickens up into a freaking great sauce. Oh, did I send you a context message with those photos? Oh, for context, I was dealing with a major aphid infection. The soil was contaminated. The light dirt stuff is I don't know, diatomaceous earth, that thing. Okay, so those were bad ones. All right. Well, yeah, then get the hell rid of them. That might be part of why they probably get better once that's gone then. Phasma, I do chili when it's cold too, Scruff. And yeah, my chili is a 12-hour cook a day when I'm feeling spicy and want to make it really good. Yeah, do I do chili? Chili, I usually do. Yeah, chili I actually usually make on the weekends. I'll start it in the morning and it'll be, I guess mine's usually in there for about 10, 12 hours for the chili. What was that? Something happened. Rasher, hey Rasher. Hey, what's up, buddy? Are you actually here, or was that just an auto thing? Because auto thing, if anything renews while I'm on live, it'll actually do its thing. But maybe Rasher's actually here. I was actually looking today because I hadn't seen him in a while. I was making sure he didn't get banned again. Benji says probably going to make some beef stew tomorrow. Yeah, that's good, man. Like, beef stew it up. How big is a family-size cooker, asks Allred. I don't know. Mine would feed a family of 5, and that's, I guess, about a gallon. I don't think it's a 2-quart. Maybe it's a 3-quart, 6-quart. Let's see. Classic slow cooker. Why is there so much heat coming out from under the monitor? That is weird. Oh, it's probably like a 6-quart, actually. Yeah. Wait a minute. Is that it right there? It's like mine's somewhere between 6 quarts and 2 gallons. So 6 to 8 quarts. Most of them seem to be about that size, but then you can get like smaller ones. But the one I got from a thrift shop, I don't know, 15 years ago. And then at some point, some numbfuck fucking dropped it into a cold, like freshly cold water in the sink directly out of the pot, and it just went and cracked. But luckily, like 2 or 3 months later at another thrift shop, was one of the pots just sitting there without the cooker for like $5. I was like, pfft. And I've been using that ever since. Let's see here. AMD, thanks for the tip with the... Oh, and thanks for the tip with the Earth there, Zen. Oh, Ed helped me with that one. That's a good call. Good chili makes you sweat in a comfy self-stew. A good chili will make you sweat. Oh, there's Rasher. Hey, what's up, buddy? Thanks to you for your warm welcome. I will not be bringing politics into the mix. All right, whatever works. Either way, glad to have you back. Been a minute. Like I said, I was right before the stream. I was like, man, I haven't seen him in a while, so I had to go check the ban list. But there is nobody on the ban list. I appreciate the 20 euros there, Rasher. Thank you as well, dude. And you're the man, too. That's why we got you here, buddy. So cheers to that. What about a pork shoulder in a Dutch oven where the skin gets crispy and the fat liquefies, then melds with the tomato, garlic, onions, carrots, and celery to create a wonderful sauce with the tomato. Then when you add potato, it soaks up that sauce and makes a nice creamy roast potato. That's good too. That's another thing I'll do. We were talking about new potatoes, like little tiny potatoes. I'll past stream some point. If you get the cubed ones that kind of break up real easy before you cook them, that's another way to help thicken that up. If you don't have like gravy or whatever, you add some of that, strain them really good, and then add them to your stew and just mix them up, and they'll just kind of crush up, and they'll help thicken everything up too as well. Zen says, yes, fucking long ass word, Earth is mostly pH balanced for turns slightly acidic soil, a little more acidic. Good stuff, kills bugs over time. Yeah, well, definitely. Just that stuff. I mean, that's basically putting sandpaper in all your movable body joints. Graham Shaw, that's why I've never seen that member for blah 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 months thing. I'd subbed out with a stream. Okay. Oh, and you gotta want it too. Like if you renew on like the 20th of the month, you remember as the months go by, eventually that 20th will land on a stream, and eventually the time will kind of. Every once in a while, we get them popping up like that. Sometimes they're random. This one probably wasn't, but yeah, we've been in midstream and just had stuff pop up and been like, did you do that? And they're like, I didn't do shit. I'm like, I don't know. I see you use Stream Elements bot too. Yeah, I use Stream Elements. That's the bot. There's a donation link through Stream Elements that uses PayPal, and then it does it does my YouTube overlays, and then Twitch does my Twitch overlays, and then chat is Social Stream Ninja, that thing right there, that little bar, that's Caster Labs. Like, I have all kinds of plugins, but they all kind of a lot of them do like kind of the same thing, but I use different bits and pieces of them, as that way if one crashes, I have a backup. I think it's about, Mal says, I think it's about 6.5 liters. It's not written on it anywhere. Yeah, 6 to 8. That's about right for family size. Well, standardish. Well, I don't know. Got to watch American family size. That's probably more like a 55-gallon drum for some people. Oh, here we go. I just saw the beginning of this. Jack Attack says, I got fired from a sperm bank. Every time someone walked in, I'd say, get a load of this guy. God. 11 herbs and spices in a sandblasting gun makes for good chicken breast. That would definitely get the spices in there. Beverly says, I made kidney bean burger patties today. I really like those. Are you a like vegan or vegetarian kind of thing, or you just like kidney bean burgers? I was vegan for a little section of my life and wasn't particularly impressed myself, but that's why I'm not now. But I have no issues with people having a different diet. Pianoman says that diatomaceous earth is really interesting under the microscope. It's like a load of little razor blades for small insects. Oh yeah, it's also kills bugs in between plates of insects. Yeah, it just gets in anything that moves on a bug, pretty much. It's not a stew, Scrufdog. It's a roast over 4 hours, filled with water. Then 30 minutes before, add potato, and it cooks and soaks up. Oh, and it soaks that sauce up. So, right, gotcha. Okay. Discharge the tube to earth using a wire attached to a screwdriver and push it under the plastic cap on the back of the tube. What are we talking about? Oh, 1970s portable CRT. Oh, yeah, watch that. Can't those just build up charge like the really old tubes? Can't they like build up charge just sitting there if they're not like grounded or something, or grounded or strapped together, like tied together, shorted out? That's what I have heard, but I don't know how true that is, but it does kind of make sense. We actually took apart a newer-ish CRT TV on the first, was it the first or second live after Clive? No, that was the fill-in stream. That was like kind of pre-live after Clive. Everyone was worried I might blow myself up, but we just kind of broke something off or something and then shorted another thing, or I don't know. There's nothing happened, obviously. Still here for the most part. But, let's see. Let me check that. That still hasn't happened. All right. Oh, stickers. Stickers. What is this safety thing? Safely doing thing. Well, it's safety third. Safety third. So stickers. How many people I'm not gonna like fire up a whole poll or anything on it. This is more of a casual conversation. But how many people appreciate when stuff comes with stickers? Like that's like when I send stuff out from my house, if it's like a giveaway or something and I'm sending something out, I always include at least one sticker. Is there a pre-Clive stream? No. Every once in a while I may play a game on Saturday before the stream, but I'm usually cleaning up before the stream. But how many people like actually appreciate and like use stickers when you get them? Because like I fucking love them. Like as soon as I got into the whole pew thing, I did find that a lot of pew companies do like stickers. And actually, this one's a new one that wasn't in that picture. That picture is like a couple weeks old. But I love my stickers. And I forget who asked, but now, Mr. A Cake now. It's a rainbow umbrella Umbrella Corporation sticker, but that was with the aerogel, like the anti-seize. But I love all these little stickers. The plan is either to put them with my gun stuff, like when you open the door. This is a good site. And no, I'm not giving him the website, YouTube. I'm just showing him a fucking sticker. There's no web address. But that's a good site for getting weird stuff. And then, like, I love Primary Arms. It's just Arnie. Like, that's from Primary Arms. I actually have two of those. Drop that one. But no, I like I've even ordered, like downstairs I ordered a pack of what was supposed to be 50 Rick and Morty stickers, and it ended up being about 10 Rick and Morty stickers and 40 like generic ass, basically Mick and Rorty stickers, like some generic shit. So then I ordered like 100 more from another vendor, and I love stickers. I think I need a wall. I wonder maybe I could do that with the door. Like I need a wall or a door of stickers. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I can use the main office door for that on the inside. On the outside, I just have a little Scrufdog Live sticker for the studio. But maybe I'll do a thing on the inside of the door for stickers. Because I have plenty of them that I need to put them there. I'm not old enough that I would evaluate how good a flight simulator was by the weight of the box. Phasma does not like the stickers. Mr. S, I like them, but I never use them. I'm finally getting a plan to use all the stickers. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up, once I finish turning the gun storage into basically a vault, I might stick those stickers in there. I don't know. I mean, I've had, Christ, man, my car growing up, I had a 87 Cavalier. It had, I've mentioned this before, but it had so many bumper stickers that started on the bumper, and then it covered, like, the back taillight area. You can still see the taillights and shit, but that whole area, and then it went up on the trunk, and then it completely covered the back windshield. Like, I could not see out of the back windshield. And then it went into the side windows, because it was a four-door, and then it started going down the doors and into the rear quarter panels. I had Like, people would just walk up and go and just put a sticker on my car. I went, thank you. Like, it got to that point where people would figure out, and I would randomly come out and either see someone putting a sticker on it, or they'd ask if they could. And then I was constantly going to, oh my God, what was the goth store in all the malls in the 90s? Spencer's? No, not Spencer's. Spencer's was the gag size, but Spencer's had good stickers too. What the hell's Goth Shop? They always called it the Goth Shop. Hot Topic. That's it. Hot Topic always had a lot of good stickers. So I'd go there a lot because I used to live not too far from the mall. But goddamn, even Treasure Bloke fucking over in Biscuitland knows about Hot Topic. They have Goth in a Box over in the UK too. I wouldn't surprise me. It's been a half hour already. Oh wow, it's time for Pussies and Pianos. Good call. Make me look at the clock. Wow, did they actually have Hot Topic over there? Or I knew Treasure Bloke knows a lot about a lot of places too, so that could be part of it. Rasher, local flooding here in Dublin, Ireland is blamed on a beaver. The evidence is damning. Ireland is blamed on a beaver. Who's beaver? Is it shaved? What's a mall? Something that pretty much doesn't exist anymore. Big building, lots of stores, indoor. You'd think it'd be fucking perfect, but for some reason everybody would rather shop at a strip mall where they can get rained on. I don't fucking know. Hot gossip. Pussies on the TOTP for the dads. God, Hot Topic also had like pretty good band shirts, but Spencer's also had really good band shirts, but they had a lot of jokey, gaggy, goofball-y fucking shirts too. Oh, Dawn of the Dead location. Yeah, that's pretty much. All right. Let's get ready for Pussies and Pianos. Let's see here. Oh, look at Sleepy Kitty. Oh, let's hit this button first. So she's ready. Zoom, do the button thing. Well, so there's Poofers. That's one of, like I said, if you're new, that's one of Tiny Mama there on the left. That's one of her daughters. Lee Scratch Perry, also known as Poofers or Pretty Girl. Pretty Girl. So she knows it's time. All right, let's get this back to... All right, so are we ready for Pussies and Pianos? Ooh, what are you doing there, bud? Zoop. That there, and I think we're about ready. Gonna let the song finish. Yeah, you know what? We'll give it 2 minutes. Let's let this song finish on Twitch. It's a good song. Not really a song you want to interrupt. Is anybody else in view? Poopy box. There's the Gucci food right there in the center. That's sitting on top. That dark square it's sitting on is actually an old console TV. Actually, that's the TV one of the TVs we took apart on the show. I still got to get rid of it. Every time they have a throw your big shit away for free on the street thing, I never figure it out until like a day later. Not everybody will come running. I'm pretty sure I can see dude sitting there on the other side of the door. Yeah, he's definitely just sitting there. Because that's the white. I can see the white of his chest and where his fur goes gray. He just sits there a lot. Like if he knows something's going on, he'll just sit there. Not even looking outside all the time. Just sitting there. Usually waiting for me to come hang out. I like those music emotes they have on YouTube better than the music here. Well, I mean, the music here is what I'm playing. I play different music every week. Well, different-ish music every week. Kind of a lot of the same stuff. Save the wire off of it. It's good for making projects and doing experiments. What, like the CRT? That scratching mat is destroyed. Oh, I just got to vacuum it. Pull it up on vacuum, you pull out of it, and it'll go until it's gone. The one in the living room that's a little older, that is almost completely worn through to the point where I flipped it to use what's supposed to be the top part there at the very bottom of the screen. The one in the living room has been flipped, and now they're chewing up the top part of it. And still getting the other part. Like, they use both sides, but they use it more on the ground side. I'm gonna probably order 2 or 3 more of them by the end of the year. Spread them out. They really seem to like them. They're like 25, 30 bucks, and some assembly is required, but they really like them, so. Cyberlight asks, why is there no copyright strike for the music? Well, I can explain that while this is finishing. So on YouTube, they monitor everything, and as soon as this song would hit the airwaves, you will get, okay, I'm going to pause that. You will get copyright strikes on a live stream as you're streaming. They will start coming in. If I were to play that music, ask me how I know. But on Twitch, they have it set up so that when I'm streaming, here, let me go back to this real quick. When I'm streaming, I stream all my audio and video, and then there's a separate track just for music. That way you can listen to the music while you're going, but it's not being recorded, it's not being saved, and when they store the VOD afterwards, they cut that music track out. So there's nothing for, like, it's not an enforceable copyright thing. Because when you go back to the recording, it doesn't exist. It's one of them weird loopholes Twitch figured out that YouTube doesn't want to fuck with, but nobody fucks with Twitch on it, so I don't know why. But yeah, the VOD track doesn't get any music. So in OBS, I have different audio tracks set up for different, like one for YouTube, one for Twitch, one that's just the game, one that's, yeah, it's all different layers, so I can pick different tracks. Amazon probably pays the firm something too. There might be something in there, but Twitch does it pretty well. Nobody seems to care. You can do whatever you want, and it's like it never happened. All right. So let's go back to, well, let's go to Rob Plus Cats, as it's called. And we will get started. I'm going to go grab another apple cider, and I will be back in a few minutes. Enjoy Pianoman Rob and the kiddos. All right. Much appreciated there, Pianoman Rob. All right. Flick this one over to here. I guess Ronnie rolled while in the transition. All right. Much appreciated there, buddy. CentOS has been out of support. Oh, I remember that. I use I only have one. I have another window. My old gaming laptop is 4th gen on Intel, and it would run Windows 11. I'm going to force Windows 11 onto it. My work computer will not support Windows 11, so I'm going to have to actually like install all my shit on the new work laptop. Where's Mama going? But if I'm not sitting in front of these computers, I'm usually on Android, well, Chromebook or Linux Mint. I guess she's not very hungry. Every once in a while, she doesn't finish. That just means Poofer's getting triple food. Oh, Ronnie, maybe they just don't like that. I don't know what flavor that was. Maybe they just didn't really like it, but she eats everything, so. Yeah, any reason I have Windows 11 is because that supports all this and all the gaming stuff I do. Like Steam, there is Steam on Linux, but not every game supports Linux, so kind of stuck with that. And then everything for all the extra goofy shit I do, not all of it's on Linux as well. How is Mint? Mint is great. It's simple. It works. Like everything. I mean, like most Linux stuff. It's you got to figure a little bit out here and there. But the Minix, what is it? Linux Mint Cinnamon. I think that's the fully loaded version because there's like 3 versions you can get. But Cinnamon is not much different than running Windows as far as simplicity goes. What was that? Boozy, 15 months of support. Appreciate that one. Cheers. Grab some merch and hit that thumb. By all means. Much obliged, everybody. Oh. Even stable is always old. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the reason why it's stable. It's proven itself. Let's see. I ran Zebian, Xebian. I ran Zebian on all my Xboxes and Xbox 360. I know, on my Xbox 360s. On my original Xbox, I had. Or no, that was the 360. I had Gentoo. I think that's when I first started running with was Gentoo Linux on my old Travel 360, and then I switched over to Zebian because that was a little more supported, I guess. I would do that just so I could play video games when I traveled the country doing rigging work. I would take my modded to hell Xbox 360 with me and play movies and video games because it also had Xbox Media Center on it, like the OG fucking media player. What is that now? I know it finally got merged or whatever it into something, but I mean that was Xbox Media Center was kind of the basis for a lot of your homebrew or not major streaming services now. Rigging work. Yeah, I used to build theaters, like acting type theaters. I would go in and install all the riggings, all the cables and counterweights or hoist motors. We did both manual and electric things, all the cables that all brought in your pipes that all the lights and the curtains and shit hang on. Traveled the country building those for about 5 years. Wasn't bad work. You go, a lot of times it was it was generally at a school, like a high school or a performing arts center. But we did the Baltimore Hippodrome, which is considered like major mid-Atlantic, off-Broadway, kind of theater thing. Like the fucking ceiling was like a $3 million renovation because it was originally built in the 1800s. We did all the rigging there, including all the rigging motors for the speakers and the main chandelier. We did the United States, and we dropped in. I think we did a job in Canada once, something like that. I forget where that was, but yeah, I mean, it was all right. Paid good. I mean, I brought a pickup truck for the job with cash after saving up for like a few months because like just I didn't really have this much opportunity to spend money because I was always on the road. I don't know what's going on camera wise. Everybody bugged out. I guess they just didn't really like that flavor food. I'll have to see what flavor it is. They're all gone. It's just our resident gray vacuum. Tiny Mama is definitely, you like the Tiny Mama? Yeah, I gotta untangle. I got that detangler stuff showing up tomorrow. So I guess I'll have to see how that works. I'm guessing you kind of just spray it on there, let it soak in for a while, and just then hit it with the brush. Like I'm not trying to get one of those. I saw they got like these detangler brushes that look like they just just rip you to shreds. And granted, I'm sure it's good for getting the hair out, but wow, she just pieced right out. All right. Oh, there's Mama. Mama's. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Hold on. There's Mama. Mama's taking a poop. You can see her in the litter box back there. Okay, so that's probably why she may not have eaten that much. She just had to poop. You know, the camera just started doing its own thing. Phasma says Windows 10 was the first to have that. Have what? Sort of got it working, but I started missing all the my Linux habits and went back. Oh, workspaces, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll let her do her thing. Mama dropping that deuce. No, I use workspaces in Linux. I've never used it in Windows either. But I kind of feel like that's because by the time I would have gotten to use workspaces in Windows, I just got more monitors instead. I'd rather just use real multiple workspaces. Hence the fucking ridiculous setup I have sitting in front of me. Cyberlight says I use my tablet and smartphone for everything. There's nothing wrong with that. See, like that didn't work 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, when like mobile sites were absolute fucking garbage. But nowadays, sites are built to, a lot of sites are built to work better on mobile because it's kind of getting to the point that you're getting more visibles on mobile than you are on desktops. Like, from the way it looks and the way it seems, it's like desktop computers or for gamers and old people. Or, you know, like unless your job demands you have a computer, otherwise your casuals, you know, your casual users of the internet nowadays, they're all mostly on tablets or phones. Like most people don't see the point in spending $1,000 for a cheap computer just to be stuck in one place to browse the internet. They'd rather spend $1,000 on some fancy tablet and just carry the internet with them, which I get that. Like, whatever. All Red says I want to upgrade to multiple monitors. It's been 25 years using just one. Yeah, I used one monitor for a long time. Then I got my gaming laptop. So I'd come for a lot of times when it was sitting, it would be sitting there with the screen open and another monitor. Then I started streaming, like dabbling in streaming 5 years ago. And then it grew to 2 extra monitors on my laptop. And then I needed to do more. So then I got the streaming computer with a 3070 in it. And then I had 3 monitors. And then I moved to the office. And then I had 4 monitors. And then I got the gaming rig and I reconfigured it. So now I have 5 monitors. And then I moved in here. And I needed one over there. So now I have fucking 6 monitors hooked up to 2 computers. 1 gaming rig and then the streaming rig. Whew. That's why you choose to use the Cinnamon environment. Yeah, Cinnamon's good. It's easy. It works. Most of the stuff is a little automated, kind of like Windows. I don't know if you can even see the whole mess, my whole mess anymore. Where's mission control? Oh, you can't even see all of it because of the way that one camera's at. But that's whatever. But anyway, yeah, well, I have 5 in front of me, and then the 6th one, because when I'm doing bench videos or like MREs or whatever, I will be over here. Oh, no, not there. Wrong button. I'll be here. And you can see up here, this is me facing the computer, how I would be now, but when I'm over there, I bring the microphone with me. I fixed things, it fixed it. Yeah. So, and that camera is the same exact camera as the one that's in front of me, which is just an old HTC 11 cell phone. But yeah, so that's why I had to put a monitor over there so I could see chat, basically. Otherwise, here, I can do it like this. Where's mission control? All right, now this is the uncropped version of that little screen you saw. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One computer, other computer. Yeah, so that's the ridiculous I'm working with because, yeah, I guess I basically just decided to build my dream PC, and I got a little out of hand. Apparently, I dream bigger than I thought. Oh, this scene has, yeah, that's that used to be kind of we started calling that mission control in the very beginning. So I've had other little things just on here, just like little testy stuff or whatever. But yeah, I like the UV or the VU meter. I've always liked that. There's just really no place to put it like on the regular screen where it's not overly intrusive at points, I guess. But yeah, I like adding that to it just to put it on there. What just happened? Raiders. Hey, we got another raid. Trish Guitar. What's up? How is, well, I appreciate the raid. Well, here, holy shit, hold on. That's just, I have a raid from a stranger for once. That's awesome. Cheers. How was your stream and what is your stream? Oh, let me, oh, where's my actual Twitch feed at? Boop. Let's see. I'm just gonna follow you either way. But I appreciate that. First time chat from, wow, okay. From that one. Don't know how to pronounce that, but cool. Either way, good. You had a good stream thing. We're doing good over here. We're just chilling, relaxing, just BSing about whatever we're BSing about. We have cats. You just missed the cats. That was a lot of mosquitoes. That was a lot of mosquitoes. And none of the cats have returned, have they? You just missed feeding the kitty cats Gucci food, but they're all full and off. Mama's not pooping in the box anymore. Either way, cool. Gramshaw says that's the issue with a dream PC. The goals are always shifting. My dream PC is 6 years old now, but it does just fine. So fuck it. It'll do for me. Absolutely. You're killing a lot of mosquitoes. Okay. Mosquitoes suck, but that's Essex. We're out of that Essex in Maryland, not in the UK. Essex, Maryland, in Baltimore. The mosquitoes are so bad here. Thank you for the follow. But the mosquitoes are so bad here. It's one of the few neighborhoods around, like I'm guessing in the country, that still once a month during the summer, especially during the spring, they drive by with them big fucking chemical trucks spraying mosquito stuff. Like that's how bad mosquitoes are here during the year. 10 hours in a row. That's a lot. Atkalar, did my picture come through? No. Yes. Why? Why did that go into my spam box? That's not spam. That's Akkalar. All right, Akkalar. Let's see. Someone was asking about benchtop meters. Does this qualify? Sorry, but the coincidence of me just beating that movement into reading approximate values again was funny to pass up. So Akkalar sent a picture of this little guy. Bottom capture, not thermal. Little VA meter. That's pretty bare bones, but you know what? If that works. Yeah, I don't have much for meter. I really need to redo. Oh, let me hit the button. Thanks you for that, Akkalar. Sorry, I'm wondering why it didn't come through. I don't know why it went to spam, but you are now marked as not a spammer. But no, I really do need, like, I got to get around to redoing these a little bit so we can get a couple more things up here. We'll hide that because that's just annoying. Hopefully we'll fix it and it won't be as annoying. But like over here, since we shifted the cameras with the chat being over here now, this is all tool stuff. But I still, like, I know I keep saying I'm going to, but I got to get the pegboard shit up over there, and then a lot of, well, not a lot of this, but a decent amount of this will be out of the way, and then I can put more display stuff over here. Because this edge of the screen used to be right here, and then you saw, yeah, 3D printer and everything over there. It's very hard to find cool people just chatting to raid. Luckily, I find you. Well, hey, it's good to hide. It is good. Kind of hard to find just chill people doing the chest chat. So I appreciate that. If I see, if I notice you're on, then I'll bounce them over to you. Like we're my little community here. One, we're a little. I don't know if you know who BigClive.com is. He's a tech guy, but I'm like a little offshoot of him. This show is actually called Live After Clive. I come on after his live streams, and we just sit around, relaxing, talk a little tech, maybe talk a little pew-pew stuff, because I'm into pew-pews nowadays. That's a new thing. We just relax, talk. Whatever happens, happens. As long as we're having a good time, then we're having a good time. Wednesdays, I put together Lego stuff or try to get engines to run when they fucking want to. And then every other Thursday, I have an MRE. We have dinner together for about an hour. But yeah, I'll when if I'm on and I see you're on, then I will give you a raid back. And I don't necessarily look for game raiders when I'm raiding. Sometimes it's just, you know, whoever's on and whoever looks cool. I think Poofers is there. Where was she? She was just, she is, you know, for a big kitty cat, she does move fast because she was just sitting there. And then as soon as I click the camera, or I'm getting ready to click the camera over, she disappears. Well, I'll see if any of the cats show back up. I'll flip them back over. One of the very best types. What are we? Nowadays, they don't use chemicals. They use a mosquito-specific parasite. Whatever it is they're spraying out, it looks like a dry spray. Like it almost looks like little gray bits or something coming out of it. Yeah, I guess the wet spray would be bad because, like, who knows what it would do to paint jobs, people, children, your mom, you know, that kind of thing. Oh, and for those that may have watched Wednesday but didn't watch Thursday, I did find out what the problem was with the Stirling engine we put together that didn't run. The bottom long piston, the very end of the piston has this slightest little flare to it. So when it's going into the cylinder, it's very smooth, and then it goes, and it's got this little bit of drag to it. So I'm gonna sit there with some polishing sticks or whatever, like, you know, little, not quite fingernail fucking, you know, grindy things, but some polisher bits that are like 1,000. I think one's, well, I think it's 800, 1,500, and 2,000. And I'm going to start to polish that glass a little bit. And since that kit came with an extra one, granted, it showed up basically pre-broken, but since that came with an extra tube, I'm kind of hoping that maybe some future kits will come with an extra tube that will be about the right size or a different piston, you know what I mean? So, as opposed to returning it to Amazon to a company that already flaked out, because apparently they were a clone of a clone of a clone or something like that. So they can't get me another one, or they can't get me parts because that company doesn't exist anymore. I told them, as opposed to getting just a refund, we're going to keep it, and then hopefully we'll get some spare parts to fix it later. Going to lap it, huh? Yeah, basically. Yeah, like I sat there the other day and I was just spinning it slow as I'm doing my thing, and it got a little bit better. So if I figure, if I'm watching movies, if I'm watching a stream, I may just sit there and do that thing where you're like doing something for 20 minutes and you forget about it and you look down and you're like done. And I'm like, oh, that kind of thing. Hopefully something like that will work out. How often do I need to charge a motorcycle battery? It says Cyberlight. It's pretty cold outside. I don't have winter gear. Well, I would think that as long as the charging system on it is working properly and you're out there at least once a week and you do not have an alarm on it or like anything persistent like a little clock or anything, as long as once you turn it off, it's off. Most of those batteries in cold weather are good for about a week before you got to start them up. My motorcycle, my little CBR, it has both a persistent clock in the dashboard because it's got a 2001 dash in it. And it's got an alarm on it, which actually stays on. So I leave that just plugged into a charger. Like I have a charger hardwired onto the bike so I can pull up like a freaking diesel and just plug it in. And that's how it sits, always plugged in. And it's nice because then I can walk by as I'm going to my truck. I can look at the bike and go, oh, it's blah, blah, blah clock, because the clock is always displaying. So it's basically, that's kind of what it's been for the past 6 or 7 years, if not longer, is basically an outdoor clock. Because I haven't ridden it in quite some time. LED or what? It's a LCD. It's a little LCD screen. Like your typical old school digital dash, just LCD, nothing color, nothing like that. My bike's a 95 CBR 600 F3 Super Sport, which came with just regular gauges, and the dash I have on it is off of a 2001 Honda CBR F4i. I think it's a 4i, so it's off of a injected bike which had a regular tach, big fat tach, but everything else was done on the digital screen. So I got that, went to the junkyard, got a body harness connector off of an old, it was an old Dodge Caravan, Plymouth, whatever the Plymouth version of the Dodge Caravan was. I got it off of that. It was like a 26 pin bulk connector. And then I figured out how to get everything to work on it. Got the speed sensor to work right, which that was basically just plug in. Got everything good to go, and then I hooked up my laptop to the speed signal input, figured out what range of frequencies it needed to register speed, and I drove it using a tone generator on a laptop into it to simulate like 200 miles an hour, and I left it at that for like a week and a half to get it up to 35,500 some miles to match the odometer on my bike. And it worked out great. Like I stopped it. I was I think I was less than 100 away from when I reset it, which is like, acceptable under law. But yeah, I don't even remember how the hell that that started from charging a motorcycle battery. Nice. But yeah, you shouldn't have to start it too much as long as it's all the way off. Like I said, any persistent stuff on it is going to kill those little batteries really quick. D Wood has sent a picture. Let's see. What screen are we on? Okay. There is D Wood's picture. Found a real improvised sewing kit. That does look like a improvised sewing kit. Holy shit. Yeah, actually, I used to have a bunch of OD green thread. I feel like the thread they use on there is a little bit lighter than OD green, but yeah, that's basically an improvised sewing kit in scum. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And that looks like it probably has more than 15 uses on it. That's like one time I was walking around outside and I saw a rag on the ground, just like crumpled up, gotten run over a million times. It was kind of like near the edge of the street. And I looked at it and I went, holy shit, that looks like a rag out of scum. Like it looked exactly like the rag out of scum. I was like, oh, so that's where they get that from. That I always thought it was just some made up bullshit. Ugh. All right, does anyone else hear the classic beeping sound from when you have a key in the ignition in an old Honda? The ding dong. Yeah, my car has a ding dong in it. Franco is off to bed. Thank you, buddy. Have yourself a good evening and a good rest of the weekend. Appreciate you hanging out there, boss. Blackwatcher, it's an open bar tonight. Hitting a couple of whiskey sours. Well, there you go, buddy. Maybe you can figure out how to make a whiskey pancake. Yeah, no, don't do that. That actually sounds horrible. I don't think I would do a whiskey flavored pancake. Now that's one of the things. As soon as you say it out loud, you're like, Phasma says, yes, that sound is just like that's just what the inside of my brain sounds like. The door left open unattended. That's I can relate to that. Is Poofer, where's Poofers? Sorry, I just saw her again. Is this? Oh, that's where is that? Okay, no, that my stream monitor, the monitor for the stream is like an hour behind. That was weird. Anyway, sorry. If you store the bike inside and near a socket, look up battery maintainer from the usual scumbags. Yeah, like the little battery tender I got was actually like the battery tender brand, which is, I guess they're supposed to be the best or whatever. But it was like 25, 30 bucks. So you figure you're paying the price of, I guess, depending on where you're at, either half to a third of the cost of a new battery, but it'll keep your current battery good for a long time. The battery that's in the bike has been in there for like 10 years and it still will start the bike. So that's kind of one of those things you put a little bit of the investment in and you're good to go. And if the waterproof versions are cheap enough still, that's the one I have on my bike. I got the waterproof version and it is attached into up under the seat in the frame. And like I said, there's just a little plug sitting there that you just whoop and plug it in like a diesel. Every time I pull up, I just plug it in. Do you hear your voice when you are thinking? Oh, yeah. I found out that not everyone does that, says Cyril. Yeah, I've actually heard the same. Like, I will hear my voice when I'm thinking. Actually, sometimes I don't. It's just, I mean, I would, a lot of my thoughts are, I don't know how to explain that. It's like you're thinking, but you don't hear a voice, but you're thinking. I would say sometimes I hear my voice and sometimes it's just, it's like speech. God, my ears itch. Like, I definitely need to trim my ears. Ooh. It's like speech, but without a voice. I feel like at least somebody's got to know what that means. But yeah, I'd say half my thinking's probably me either literally speaking to myself in my head and speaking back, kind of, when you have that counter conversation with yourself, or if I'm just thinking, a lot of times there's no voice. It's just there, it's speaking, it's making words, but there's no voice kind of thing. Brandino says, sometimes I think pictures, sometimes I think speech. I have I guess you would call it a photographic memory, a bit of one. Like a lot of times, if I can't remember what was said, I can at least remember what was seen. And a lot of times that will then link me to back around to what was said, kind of thing. Thrasher says, my missus asked me if I thought our kids were spoiled, and I told her I think most kids smell that way. Yeah, it's pretty much it. That is weird, but it was an hour behind. What was an hour behind? Our clock's already starting to revolt on turning back time. If I could turn back time, and if I could hit the play button on Twitch, that was great. Sorry about that, Twitch. If I forget music, like to play the music, like do something to make it very obvious that I need to hit play, because I don't always remember to hit play when I come back from Pussies and Pianos. There's a bing bong. What do we got? Mr. S with a let's hydrate. Well, I'm already done that beer. So, grab something to drink. Because we know a lot of you are sitting there and you ain't remembering to drink something. I do the same thing. Every time I get up from gaming, I'm usually like, because I ain't drinking nothing. So get something to drink. Cheers. And it's 20 after the hour. So cheers for that too. Have a sip, have a drink, have a puff, have a smoke, pinch your nipple, smack someone's butt, go pet your cat or your dog. Either way, do something cool. It's 20 after. Cheers. That would help all red. Something like that. Like even tag me. Like do the little @ thing. That helps as well. Although it doesn't always light up on this screen, but I can usually see it highlight on the other two chats. Like the the native, I guess. But that would you call it like the native chat, like the originating chat screens. It's YouTube on that side, Twitch over there, and any highlights will show up there, but they usually don't show up on the Stream Ninja collaborate, multi-stream thing I'm looking at here. But anything you can do to help to make sure I don't fuck up would be great. And I'm going to have to go back and look at Trish Guitar's VOD. I guess that will be up, see what they're all about. And killing mosquitoes, that sounds interesting. Especially with as many are around here. Clockwatcher, Scruff, most of my design of 3D prints or mechanical cone about when I am in bed. Keep a notebook to scribble items down for implementing. Yeah, I did. No shit, I did the same thing after I got a 3D printer. I kept this book, which is now just used for YouTube, and general notes. But yeah, I kept that next to my bed, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I got to print that out tomorrow, or whatever. And some of the stuff I printed out, some I didn't, but definitely a good idea. If you get a 3D printer or anything that unlocks a whole new avenue of creativity, if you know what I mean, like you get something to help you create something, whether that's a 8,000 box of miscellaneous Legos or a 3D printer or I don't know, fucking new chainsaw. Keep that book nearby. Write down them ideas because you always think you're going to remember them, but goddamn well most of the time you don't. So, pen and paper are still very valuable. Or, Google Keep, aka the Notes app. Do some notes in there. I keep notes in there as well. But yeah, remember, when you get a really good idea, do everything you absolutely can to write it down or jot it down or record it, because a lot of stuff, as we all know, a lot of our best ideas, well, at least what we thought would have been a great idea, we forgot about. But at the time, all we can remember is that was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then we forget about it 2 seconds later and we go, well, it was great. I've done that. Like I was actually talking about that last week. It's like on the show, I'll come up with really funny, good things to talk about during the week. And there's no way I'll forget that. Fucking gone in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Write it down. The music stream on Twitch seems mute. Oh, it's just down low, and I think it was in between songs. It shouldn't be too low. It's at its normal level, I think. Hold on, let me tweak the level here, see. Or I could turn it off like a boob. That. Volume. No, the volume's at its normal spot. Autumn, not a bad time. Hit minestrone or a hot drink by a bonfire. Yeah, I pretty much have to have a bonfire this year, whether it's on stream or not, because my little concrete pad is absolutely overflowing with stuff to burn. So I kind of have no excuse. Like, it just needs to happen. Because there is nothing fitting there at all ever again. What is that? I'll look at that later. All right. Rasher. I'm telling jokes and being accused of intimidation. Are you? I used to... Whoa. Scroll. I used to like pussies and pianos till Rob threatened to punch me in the head. I'm a boxer for fuck's sake. Well, I mean, if maybe that was just the invitation. Hey, let's box it out. See, Allred says, it's been a few years since I've had one that had a stylus. I used to love LG's stylo phones. Hated the 6th gen. I feel like I had a tablet at one point that had a stylus. I've never had a phone with a stylus. I had a laptop with a stylus for a little while. I had a, I don't even remember what line it was. I think it was a CF53 Panasonic Toughbook, you know, like old as shit. And one of them, one of the ones I had was a touchscreen and tablet like thing. It was kind of annoying because a lot of times when I'm doing schematics, like I need to put my finger on the screen to like kind of trace around, you know what I mean? We all do it. And I would forget to like disable touchscreen mode and I'd go boop and it just screw everything up. Like something would move or Zoom would fuck up and I'd be like, oh, damn it. But I don't know where that one is. I don't know if that's the one that got stolen when my van got broken into, or if that's the one that got got like temporary replaced with while I was waiting for another one. I think that was the temporary one. Maybe. What am I missing here? Night Mr. Who's nighting out? Blackwatcher, I'll be putting together a video on the launcher, the raccoon launcher. That would be good. Sure, other people would like to launch fuzzy, plushy animals across the room. Especially if it's a fairly easy project. Oh, Mr. S is checking out. Well, good night, Mr. S, if you're still here. Appreciate you hanging out, as you do. Toughbook is a Panasonic machine. Yeah, Toughbooks they're ridiculous. The one I have now, I've beat the absolute shit out of it. Every corner has a dent. Every edge has like I think there's actually torn, I think part of the case, which I feel like was a magnesium alloy back then, because part of it's like torn. Something like that, but it is completely screwed up and it is almost 10 years old, and I'm basically getting forced to replace it because of Windows 11. I don't know, I may just try to cram Windows 11 on that machine just to limp it along a little bit longer, because they want me to transfer all the information and all the software to my new laptop, but they don't want to pay me for it. So I'm like, oh, you want me to do this in my free time? Okay, that was 5 months ago. I don't have much free time, especially for doing work stuff. So we're going to see what happens. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not going to sit here for 8 hours. And they're like, oh, we just got to copy stuff over. I'm like, you don't understand the software I have installed on it. Not copied, installed. And some of this shit isn't even available anymore because the companies don't exist, but their hardware does. So, whatever. I'll wait till the fucking thing catches on fire, and then when they freak out that I lost my information, I'll be like, well, you didn't want to fucking pay me, so how much is it costing you now? That's whatever. But yes, Tough Book, they're definitely very, very nice. Did I say something other than Panasonic Tough Book? I may have, who knows? Yes, rant, rather. Yeah, I've already told them. I'm like, you want free time? Okay. And they've asked, well, have you done it yet? Haven't had any free time. Well, you got to get it done. I'm like, yeah, guess not for free, though. And then I just walk away. So until they get the clue and just how that's going to be. I thought about getting a stylist with my laptop, but my wife said she could not live with us. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm like, yeah. Stylist, not stylus. Gotcha, right. The 6 was so glitchy and it kept randomly clicking things on me. I guess that is where it's useful to have a console for audio when you have many sources and would like to control them nearly instantly. Yeah, that is definitely a thing. The 6 was so okay, we're gonna keep clicking things on its own. Okay, gotcha. Rasher, the Grim Reaper came for me last night, but I managed to fight him off with a vacuum cleaner. Talk about Dyson with death. Nice. All red is going to lurk. Oh, you lurk about. Lurk about. Rob, we do love a good rant. Clive taught us well. Well, yeah. I try not to rant too much because sometimes I know they just go on, and then I look at chat and I'm like, hey, that was like a half hour ago. And sometimes I gotta watch my rants because I ain't trying to get in trouble. Though a couple of my rants, I just friggin' went full whack on it. This machine, a Surface Pro 3, it doesn't support Windows 11. We'll have to replace it in a few months. The Surface Pro 3 doesn't support Windows 11? I feel like that's not that old. Good lord. They're not even supporting their own hardware? Microsoft, man, and it's because they're basically a monopoly. I mean, like, yes, we can get other operating systems, but like, how many people are going to deal with learning, Linux or Mac OS or any of that? Like, they know you're just going to buy another fucking Windows machine, so they're just going to do whatever they want. And see, the interesting thing is, Windows 11 is just, all it is a bug fix. It's literally just a patch for Windows 10. You go into the Windows 11 like coding and shit, and there's so much Windows 10 stuff in there that was untouched, not upgraded. Like, you can tell it's just a patch for Windows 10 is pretty much all it is. But they're saying, oh no, it's got to be on new hardware. Yeah, that's funny because you say it's got to be on new hardware, but there's a lot of people installing it on old hardware and it works just fucking fine. So, yeah, that's all just a bunch of bullshit. Which is why I'm probably just going to do the little workaround thing to get it on my gaming laptop. Because that thing still plays AAA games, like modern AAA games, like with pretty decent frame rates. So I'm sure it can handle Windows 11. I mean, actually, I haven't even turned that thing on, and I don't know. When's the last time we used that one, Rob? Probably a year ago since I used the old machine. Windows 11 is a vibe-coded theme for Windows 10, says Phasma. Yeah, pretty much. It's a skin. It's a skin with some bug fixes. Just check out massgrave.dev. There's info on running Windows 10 with security date updates until 2031. Okay. Massgrave. I know there are little pockets of Like, I remember that was what, like Windows 7 or something like that. I know that you can get, like, quote, aftermarket third party updates for a lot of stuff as well. I was doing that with, I think it was Windows 2000. I was running, there used to be this alternate, like, super popular Windows Update site that I ran instead of Windows Update, and it actually filtered out a lot of the dumb shit and a lot of the buggy releases. I forget what that was, but that was a real, like, I ran that for years back in the day. I think Microsoft finally just shut them down because they realized that probably more people were using that knew about it than they were actually using Windows Update itself. Just can't remember what that one was. There are always ways to load Windows 11 on anything and some workarounds, says Locke. Oh yeah. I just read an article this week that Microsoft is actively searching for every known and unknown way to create an offline account in Windows 11 so they can get rid of it, so they can force you to do an online account. It's like, y'all don't even try to hide your bullshit anymore. You just come right the fuck out with it. Like, Jesus Christ. Does Windows 3.1 still work? Yeah, as long as you don't connect it to the internet. It'll probably literally have hundreds of viruses within 5-10 minutes there, Bob. But yeah, I mean, it would still, well, work on its native hardware. I don't even think that would even try to boot on modern hardware. Actually, no, I would assume at this point, like, since 32-bit's been basically abandoned, like, it probably wouldn't even try. Brian Antoine, what's up, buddy? Like Windows XP, if you claimed it was a point of sale system, the updates continued for several more years. I've heard something about that too. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll check out that site. I got that here. Hold on. Let me. Why does that? Oh, yeah. I'm like, why does it say potato chips? And that was from the old poll. That's right. TPM is only one part of the Windows 11 bullshit. Well, yeah, they do have official Windows 11. It has only certain processors, only certain minimums. You gotta have TPM, was it 2.0? Well, I understand they're trying to make it more secure, but I don't know that, does TPM 2.0 have anything to do with how an operating system functions, or is it really just for the boot part that Windows could give a fuck about? I guess that's one of the things I don't understand, is it seems like you have to enable a BIOS level security for Windows 11 to work, but I didn't really think they would be working together. So is that literally just an excuse to force new hardware? Makes it easier to implement DRM. Oh, yeah, fucking DRM bullshit. There's another fucking basket of dumb bullshit that always backfires. TPM is not there for your security. Right? Okay. Yeah, I know that much. Like, I know it doesn't, like, enable passwords or anything like that. I've heard there are vulnerabilities in TPM anyway, so the stated purpose is bunk. Yeah, that's what I mean. I really feel like they just did that just to force hardware updates on people that didn't fucking need it. Or they get tired of people emailing them, say, hey, my system's running slow. And it's like, well, you know what? They probably wouldn't have to email you about that if, I don't know, you could fix all your fucking memory leaks that have been around forever. Rasher, I planned an orgy on my birthday and everyone came. There you go. Success. Oh my god, party in the USA. Wow, that's a little old. Oldie but goodie. All right. Josh says they need to start passing laws to restrict the use of DRM. Like, the biggest problem I find that I have noticed with DRM, and I know there's a lot of problems, would be that, like, is the passage of time. When something was under, licensed use under DRM and all this stuff, and then, like, time passes and, like, you can no longer get a hold of someone to authorize, or nobody wants to pay or whatever, and then, like, things just stop working. or, copyrights start banging in, or suddenly your game has an updated version that is missing a bunch of assets because, like, something expired and nobody exists to renew it, kind of deal. Jack Attack says, my wife told me to put ketchup on the shopping list, but now I can't read it. They used XP on ATMs as well. I feel like ATMs aren't really all that updated. I still see hardware. Like, those hydrogen fuel pumps, they were running on Windows 2000. And, like, they're only, like, 4 or 5 years old. Like, they were designed recently on old-ass hardware. Or software. Well, and hardware. The things keeping hydrogen from exploding is running on ancient shit. Love it. And you know how many times I'd walk by? It was, for a while there, it was almost daily that one pump would be down due to Windows crashing. And like the guy said, they're like, it's not our software. It's just, like, it's just Windows keeps on crashing. I'm like, that's probably because it's old as shit and it's probably not even one of the updated versions. But can you even buy software anymore? It's all subscriptions now, right? As far as I know, Cyberlight, yeah, everything's a goddamn subscription for the most part. Like, because everyone knows you'll do it. If you need it anyway, that's why I use everything that's either free or very cheap, one-time non-subscription stuff. I kind of feel the subscription model is, I feel a lot of companies have screwed themselves over for the simple fact of what I just said. A lot of the stuff I used to be able to just get and use for one-time purchase is now subscription based, so I use the free stuff now. You hearing that, you dumbasses? Not y'all, them. Yeah. I use the free stuff because I couldn't buy the better stuff once. I'm not going to buy anything on a monthly basis unless it is goddamn important, like Spotify. I listen to Spotify all the time. You're listening to my Spotify right now. And YouTube. Like, that's pretty much my monthly subscription. Well, YouTube, Twitch, and Spotify. Amazon Prime, that's annual, but but to use software, no, that's absolute bullshit. My YouTube dash just crashed. That's fun. Love when that happens. Anyway, yeah, I can't. If a couple of the things, old pieces of software I've used have went to a subscription base, not even one-time purchase, and I just use all the free stuff. Like I was saying, I think subscription services actually paved the way for a lot of the smaller devs to do the free stuff, because a lot of the free stuff you can still donate. Sometimes they have the paid version, like the one-time paid version that has an extra feature or two, but a lot of your free stuff is just good stuff because somebody needed it and that guy or girl doesn't mind making it. Cyberlight says Open Office works just fine. Yeah, I use all my stuff is Open Office. Everything I use for work, they have Microsoft Outlook super whatever package fucking thing that I have. From them. But yeah, I've been using Open Office 15 years, maybe longer. I don't know how long it's been around, but I think I started using it in like version 2, maybe the late 2s or something like that. See, do a shareware with limitations like the olden days. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of the stuff I use is basically that. It's just called freeware now with upgrades. Just like beta testing is now just called early access. Atkalar, Adobe is the king of the, so with the subscriptions, yeah. First they offer an option for subscriptions, then they say it's mandatory. Just say on CS6 if you don't like it, then CS6 now is no longer supported. Yeah, that's the worst when they start changing stuff. And I know when Adobe switched over to the subscription service, a lot of people got kind of fucked over because they paid a substantial amount of money for things that they now had to subscribe for almost the same amount of money. Now, obviously, they didn't do that to every piece of software, but I know that happened to a bunch of people. Really, OpenOffice. Thank you, Scrub. Yeah, Ash, like OpenOffice does a lot of stuff, and you can get plugins. If I'm remembering right, you can get like little plugins for maybe some things it may not support, but it pretty much supports everything Outlook does, and it runs on every operating system, including mobile. I think, yeah, like it's on my phone. Yeah, OpenOffice is good. Josh says, people are tight on money now. Businesses need to stop treating people like cash cows. Well, see, that's the thing, Josh. That's how a lot of these subscription services are successful. Because a lot of people would rather pay $10 a month to use something for 2 years and pay $240. A lot of people would rather pay that $10 a month as opposed to $100 at once. Because when they pay that $100, that means for the rest of that week, 2 weeks, the rest of that month or whatever, they're going to have to watch it because they just spent a lot of money. But they'll piss away $10 a month because it doesn't look as substantial. But as soon as you get past that buying price, obviously you're getting ripped off. But a lot of people love to see those little numbers, and they don't think about the additional, how it stacks and adds. But I mean, a lot of companies, you can't do it a one-time purchase, or if it is, it's something that's like 5 years worth of subscription. Oh yeah, you can do a lifetime, but just pay for 5 years, and then in fucking 3 years when you're not around anymore, what the fuck am I getting? So it's they're all just legal scams. I mean, it's just whatever. I got Photoshop since 7. I don't know what version of Photoshop. 2001, I think it is. And it works. I don't see the point in upgrading or updating. It's just, it works. It edits pictures. Brian says Source Forge is a gold mine of tools. Yeah, I've poked around in there a little bit. Walk Watcher, the tubes have color LEDs about 15 feet long. They blink with various modes or on the dance floor. Now we're talking about dance floors? All right. Rob says the laptop has a super shaved down version, giggity, of Windows 7 with no access to the internet. The audio goes into the back of my amp and the PC. And you have heard it every time you listen to Pussies and Pianos. Yeah, Rob's audio situation was getting a little weird, so he got weirder than the situation and made it work. So that, yeah. Not trying to put you on the spot here, Pianoman, but you got anything new coming up anytime soon? D-Wood sent an image. Wow, finally just came through. Oh no, that's weird. Why did that come up as a new thing for the sewing kit? I don't know. All right, click that. Aero Precision. Okay, now I'm like fucking best friends with Aero Precision now that I've bought shit from them. Oh, can you play Joe Walsh IL Beat? What the fuck is that? I don't even know what you're talking about. Isn't Joe Walsh like a football coach or something? I might build an old XP machine up, says Rob. That would be fun and nostalgic. Pretty sure I have some computer or two with Windows 2000 installed on it. I feel like there might be one or two kicking around, but I honestly can't think of any reason to fire up an old Windows machine. Kind of feel like if I was going to use it for anything, I'd just put Linux on it and make it more useful and run, well. Because we all know, especially the older not that Windows 7 or Windows 10 and 11 are much better. I mean, they are a little bit better, but we all know that older versions of Windows just absolutely are resource bloated hogs. 10 and 11 are a little bigger or a little better, but the older stuff, man, like you could have a brand new computer with a brand new fresh copy of Windows 10. You put Linux on it and the thing runs, or, either way, it just runs faster. I don't know. Electron box. Bubble wrapped lampshade is comfortable, apparently. We have an example of if I fits, I sit. It just showed up. Here we go. From Electron box. Lampshade lamp. And now your cat owns it. You almost look a little confused in the eyes of like, why am I in here? Is this really what my life has come to? Just sitting in lampshades? Oh, you got the weird plugs on the wall too. Yeah, either way, good to see the floof doing floof stuff. Appreciate that picture. Floofers. We all caught up there? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Why does that say... Google Voice has been acting really weird lately. It's telling me I have notifications that like don't exist. Like that's been getting pretty common for some reason. Get rid of that. Jack Attack. When I was warned the film contained adult themes, I was hoping for more sex and less about mortgages. Boy, there's a burn for you. Rob says, I got a new piece I'm writing at the moment and was tempted to send a sample. Well, whenever you're ready, buddy. Just figured I'd throw that out there. Eklar says it's a financial sleight of hand mostly. Big corporations can shuffle monthly costs better than one-time ones. Yeah. Small businesses on private people, who cares? Yeah, that is true. It's a lot easier to get someone for monthly stuff and not annual and just get more out of them. Yeah, that's I don't understand how that works, but people that do money stuff think that works, so I guess. Electron box. After Logitech turned off their servers to make my Logitech Squeeze Box radio work, I made my own and it does exactly what I want. No fees or data mining. Good. You know what? Like a lot of these hardware companies, people going out of shit, all that stuff like that drives innovation. And you innovated. That's good. That is good. Mortgage isn't like having sex, it's just the bank fucking with you. Yeah, that's it. Technically, it's that is another thing I don't understand more. I own my house, but I don't own my house because technically the bank owns my house, but only financially. Like I still own my house, but kind of the bank owns my house. I really don't understand how that works. That's why I'm glad my mortgage will be paid off, like probably within 5 years. Because then I don't have to think about it, and my house is my motherfucking house. Like for shizzle, for sure. Got a lot of fucking money into this thing. Would be nice to say I own it, absolutely own it. Electron box, 5 amp round pin. Not a common sight in the UK. Yeah, I guess not. They're all, like most of them are what, 13? 26? Isn't it like versions of 13? Like you got like 2 standard sockets. Like the States, we basically have 15 amp sockets and 20 amp sockets for like the 2 standards. I forget what the 2 standards over there. I thought it was like 13 or was it like 13 to 32 or something like that? Or do you really not need one because you're running 240 volts anyway? It's you got all the power you need. There's many around 3-pin UK plugs are good. I fancy some for low power devices. So that's a whole different pin setup and everything. That's weird. Because like all our 120 volt plugs are the same. A 13 amp one socket pretty much fits all, says now try TV. What's up, by the way? 13 is the most common. Yeah, 15, I don't know what's really most common, if it's 15 or 20 amp nowadays. I feel like 20 amp would be like the preferred one, but then again, a lot of house builders are cheap as fuck, so they're only going to run 16, or, you know, they're not going to run a proper gauge to it. You know, they're only going to run 14, sorry, and not 12 gauge or 16, whatever it is. I don't know. I got both of them downstairs. Electron box. I do like the 32 amp NEMA connector. I occasionally used it in data centers with US made kit. Gotcha. So it was a 32 amp one in there. I thought there was. But yeah, I guess the 13 amps for in the UK, you know, 240 volts. I mean, that's just over 3,000 watts. So yeah, you're really not going to need much more out of the old electron nozzle there. Shizzle the more whizzle of your own izzle, whose izzle, my phone is going absolutely ape shit trying to correct me. I kind of don't feel like that's autocorrect, but we can go with it. Jack Attack says, I was so poor growing up that if I wasn't a boy, I wouldn't have anything to play with. Cyberlight says, Germany has 16 amp, 230 volt, and industrial 16 and 32 amp 3-phase. Yeah, we got a whole collection of bullshit in the States with different plugs, different pins, different sizes. Would be nice to get a bit more of a standard here. It'd be nice to have like 3 or 4 standards, not like 20, 30 fucking outlet standards. We are spoilt here in Biscuit Land for electricity supply, says Rob. Yeah, for the most part. You got the higher voltage. But at least mine's a little cheaper. Like, are you still guys running that, like, holy shit, ridiculous high rates that, like, switched over? Was it, like, a couple years ago or something like that when everything went off the charts? Is, like, that's still a thing over there with electricity in the Biscuit Land? Or did that get sorted out? Or just because, like, I know, like, we've talked to people that we all know and that hang out on this channel. I'm not going to say who, like, you know, of those I've spoken to, but it seems like a lot of people in the UK just get fucking cold in the winter. Especially after what I'm hearing about the electrical supply. We still pay stupid money for electricity and it's still going up. That's the only problem with, yeah, you got that higher voltage, which is cool, but everything else is involving it is not great, especially with the money. And I imagine you're fairly dependent on fuel sources for your electricity from out of country, which is probably another reason why it's going up. Still the most expensive price for electricity in Europe, says Electron Box. Ah. Oh, the old non-polarized plugs. Yeah, those are fun. I mean, you couldn't plug anything modern into them because the old non-polarized were 2 small slots as opposed to a small and a big. Is that a bug or is that just me noticing dust? I guess that was just me noticing dust. Okay. Me and my wife were shopping earlier today, and I was quoting "Shizzle my fizzle," says Rasher. That works too. You shizzle that fizzle. Now, I don't know where we're at for our bills or our rate per kilowatt hour. I used to pay attention to that, but everything went up about a year ago, and my bills went up about 50%. For all of this, I was paying about $230 a month. Just me. I mean, granted, it's, you know, all this shit, but just me, it was $230 a month, and now it's up to $320 a month. And it was just like literally like from one bill to the next, ding, here's another 50%. And like no one in the Maryland government gives a fuck because they're all getting paid off anyway. Like for as progressive as Maryland tries to be, the only thing that progresses in here is the fucking governor and the mayor's pockets and their wallets getting fatter and fucking fatter and nothing happening in the state. The city is fucking garbage. Like the city is fucking garbage. You cross the line into actual Baltimore City, good luck. This is basically like they might as well have the fucking mayor and the governor sitting there going, good luck. This is what we're doing to help. Like, Baltimore City is the biggest, I mean, it's literally one of the biggest shitholes in the fucking world. It is, like, as other people have said, and as I've repeated here, it's a fucking PvP server as soon as you cross that line. Like, fuck that place. Fuck the people that are trying to fix it. Every fucking one of them, like for the past 15 years, has got almost every one of them, especially in Baltimore City, the mayors and the people that run the city, they're all fucking embezzling that money. They're all working the system. They're all just fucking with it. And then years after they get out, we find about it. They all go to jail or they, well, I don't know, whatever. They all get in trouble. Some of them go to jail. But then that's how you find out. Every fucking one of them has done it. Is America great again? No, it's a fucking shithole. And it's only getting worse. What's for supper? Wow, it's 8 o'clock. Top of the hour toast. And supper is chicken salad sub again. But cheers, top of the hour toast. And that's bad when people that have never been to the United States know that Baltimore is fucking just dangerous. And like, I've lived here my entire life and I won't even fucking go down there anymore. Last time I went down there recreationally was basically for a drone stream, and I was not comfortable being down there with it. So, like, forget that. And like, it's not even like, you know, as some of you know with my journey into Pew Pew, assuming all my, you know, right now, all my stuff for a handgun qualification and CCW has been submitted. Now it's just like the long wait. Like Maryland has 90 days to do it, so they literally just throw you on the side for 2.5 months before they even pick it up and look at it. That's basically how that works, and that's from people that work there. Like, no, that's we drag it out literally as long as possible. So assuming all that goes through by January, I should be able, you know, to purchase and carry, say, a Glock 43X MOS with an 80 something or other, blah blah blah, dash 20 on it with a red dot and a little TLR1 or the Harbor Freight Special maybe, or a flashlight on it. And even if I'm carrying concealed, I'm not going to go into that fucking city. Yeah, that would make some people feel safer. But one, if you're going to get shot, you're going to get fucking shot. Half the time, you're not going to know it's about to happen. It just fucking happens. And then if you do something like that, you show it, someone sees it, or you pull it out, then you have to fucking use it down there. There's no, oh, well, I'll scare them away because they'll see my pistol. No, they'll see that as a fucking challenge. And then somebody will pull out their own goddamn gun and start shooting at you. So it does not really do anything more here. But Dick Battenker, I probably scratched it. Hey, boss, what's the topic here? Well, actually, we're shutting it down in about 12 minutes, but we just kind of float around. Right now, I'm just going on random rants about Baltimore, Maryland, where I live, and it's an absolute shithole. But earlier we were talking about cats. We've been talking about stickers, work being sucky. I don't know. We just kind of float all over the place, really, when we kind of just talk. But yeah, we started, what, 2.5 hours ago? But yeah, like, I know some people look around. I don't know about you, obviously, but I know some people look for like highly political stuff and all that. But yeah, we like brush by it, but we're generally just pretty chill on that kind of stuff. Bethel says, I'm going to be in DC and was thinking about taking a train up to Baltimore just to dick around. I highly would not. I really wouldn't. Because even the best tourist spots now, like to get to the best tourist spots, you have to go through a fucking layer of shit, a layer of chaos. I mean, fucking people are getting shot down there literally every fucking day and night. Like, I really don't, and I've said it on the stream, I really don't recommend visiting Baltimore right now. It is fucking dangerous. Like, it's, for the past 10 years, it's always been in pretty much the top 5 murder capital in the country. And I think once or twice it was in the top 5 in the world. So, yeah, I really wouldn't recommend visiting Baltimore. There's so many other places to visit that are just better, in my opinion. Like in the area, just, I mean, DC's only marginally better, but now they have the National Guard running around, which I've heard crime rate has dropped, which, I mean, I guess so if you have fucking soldiers in the streets. But yeah, it's really not worth getting on that MARC train, paying the money for the MARC train, which fucking barely runs. Coming up here and yeah, not. I mean, obviously, do what you want to do, but not really recommending anybody visit Baltimore unless you're showing up like in bulletproof gear. Oh, thanks. Peanut butter milk bone commercial for cutting you off in the middle of the rant. Oh yeah, that just started. All right, I'll have to refresh methyl there once the ad is over in 20 seconds. I didn't think about that. Let's see. Well done, USA. Don't let the scum government take your guns. Yeah. Yeah, that would not. There's too many people in America now that if the U.S. came for the guns, there would be fucking. You would definitely have to get the National Guard for that. All right, methyl. Yeah, I don't know how much you heard, but no, really not worth getting on the MARC train and coming up here from DC. It's too evil up here right now, and it's been getting way worse over the past 5-10 years because nobody cares. People in office don't give a shit. They just put a dumb smile on their face and act like they're doing something when they're like in other countries vacationing, buying $168,000 armored Jeep because the other one was a few years old and they should be able to ride in the newer modern stuff, which is safer, even though it's the same fucking shit in the other truck that they had. But they just needed to make sure they were safe. And it's all the same fucking shit they already had. They just want to be fancy. They're just blowing the fucking money because they're a bunch of assholes. They don't, like, government doesn't give a fuck. It's obvious Baltimore government doesn't give a shit because nothing's getting better. It's only getting worse. They're starting all these programs, and most of the programs lead back to other people's wallets. That's because, I mean, I don't know. At this point, if I was a Baltimore politician down there, I'd be like, yeah, we're not fixing this. Fuck it. I might as well do the same goddamn thing. Because there is no fixing it at this point. It's going to have to burn itself down and fucking rebuild. That's Baltimore's best hope. Burn the whole fucking thing down and let's start over. Because that fucking city is shit. And I get just enough of it living outside, just outside of it, from when the riffraff and the overflow and the assholes come out here to fucking break into shit, steal stuff, porch pirates, driving like fucking morons. All that good stuff. God. Coming from Chicago, well, fuck, if you're coming from Chicago, you're basically just seeing different buildings, the same thing. Okay, so funny you bring that up because, yeah, Chicago and Baltimore, they trade crime as far as crime goes. Different, like Baltimore and Chicago. It's funny you say that, Christ. Yeah, actually, maybe you should visit because you're just a different side. It's almost just like going to the other side of Chicago. But yeah, yeah. Okay, well, if you're coming from Chicago, it may not be so bad. Everyone stretch, says Cyberlight. All right, let's give it a stretch, folks. Y'all been sitting here. Is this why they aren't sorting the bridge? Oh, yeah, I guarantee all the people they're hiring. The federal government has already got on them because they decided that the Chesapeake Bay Bridge should be rebuilt using only minority contractors. You know, I'm fine with that. I don't care who builds the bridge as long as they do it well. But then when you start looking into all these minority contractors they want to sign, it's like I said, it's all looped back to people they know. So they just want to hire the people they know And it's just not working out. Too many people are like, no, you can't hire your fucking buddy to do this. We need like a proper contractor. Like they're trying to hire guys that would like build a footbridge to do the fucking Bay Bridge. You know what I mean? And it's all buddy shit. And that's what some of the delays are. Is they're like, oh, we're going to do this. Chicago with better seafood. Yes. If you do come up here, get a crab cake. Pretty much doesn't matter where you go. Just get a crab cake. I hear that. Worked for social services nonprofit years ago. Really resonated with the mission. But the crazy shit that happens on that end is wild. Yeah, just nobody gives a shit. And the people that do, that's how you can tell who cares. The people that are actually trying are the ones that don't have any fucking money in their organization. Because they're actually using it for good and not just cycling it to the next person. So that's if you want to find a good organization, look for the one that doesn't have money. Look for the one that's struggling, that's honestly struggling to keep going, because that means the money's getting used for what it's supposed to get fucking used for, and it's not just getting sorted out into somebody's wallet. That's a pretty clear sign. Especially when you say, oh, we're struggling to keep blah, blah, blah. And then all you got to do is, 2-minute Google search and you can see these nonprofit companies are just getting money hand and fist. Well, we're nonprofit, but, we still got to support ourselves to eat. That's why I make $250,000 a year at a nonprofit. The fuck you what? But that's just, it's getting so common now that they don't even try to hide it anymore. They're like, yeah, this is what's happening. What the fuck are you going to do about it? Nothing. Nobody does anything about it. Look at the entire political status. Look at the whole political situation. Anybody's going to do whatever the fuck they want because nobody's going to be able to do anything about it. Nothing changes. Okay. What are we talking about here? All you big city people are crazy. Well, you kind of gotta be. No wonder there's a cat waiting list to get into Scruff Disney. Actually, are there any cats around right now? I'm surprised the dude hasn't come back out to sit around. But there ain't no cats in view. Zenzinger says Glen Burnie was having a record crime because they would come in using the light rail, rape, rob, murder, and then hop like on the train. Yeah, that's bus lines and light rails. That's follow. If you want to see how crime makes it out to the counties and the suburbs, just look for the buses. Look for the light rails. The quick, easy, cheap ways to get out of the city that don't require you driving something that is identifiable to you, such as a vehicle with a license plate. Most of the crime in Baltimore County is within a fucking mile of the, within a couple miles of a bus line that's from the city. Obviously, there's bus lines all over the place, but especially on buses, severe crime within like half to a 1 mile, just anywhere there's a fucking stop. Like that's where it is, because that's exactly what they do. They come out here, they find someone that had an all-day bus pass at 5 o'clock. They take it from them because it costs $4, but they just got some guy threw it in the trash. They pick it up for free because it's still valid for another 24 hours, or for another, say, 12 hours, because they probably got it at 5 or 6 in the morning, which means it's get till 5 and 6 in the morning the next day. Pick it up out of the trash. They come in for free, do their dumb shit, and then they leave for free. Every time in Baltimore a new bus line has been added that has a direct link to the city, crime rate has skyrocketed there within 6 months of that bus line coming in. Who services my furnace? I do. I've gone through, rebuilt the thing, do filters, clean it out. I do work on the fucking condenser and compressor outside. I've done fan work inside. Actually, we did a live stream with us working on the one motor. But I generally do. There's Mr. Zombie Man. I've even adjusted the fuel or the gas pressure. Well, fuel pressure, gas pressure. Yeah, coming into the heater because it was way too powerful when it came in. Had to figure out how to do that. Got a manometer and did all that good stuff. But yeah, I work on and tune my AC and heating systems myself, and water heater and pretty much everything in the house. Seems to be doing all right. What are we saying about? Can you explain what you're talking about? Rasher, moderate your comments. Folks have their own opinions. What did I miss for that one? Well, where's the button? Let me click. No, that doesn't work. Oh, right. That doesn't work over here. That's up there. Are you in La La Land? Okay. Don't let scum government down. They are gradually, slowly, sneakily taking your guns. Not they're limiting them. They haven't really taken them yet. There's a big reason why Milwaukee has zero public transit out to the suburb. There's a big reason why Milwaukee has zero public transit out to the suburbs. See, they know. Methyl just like they know. That's exactly how I described. Like I've literally watched it happen. Obviously, I didn't ride along and watch them rob stuff, but I've watched people. They'll just walk up. They'll just sit there. 5:30. People come out. They just throw their tickets down, or a lot of times people go, "Hey, I got a 5 hours left," or whatever. They'll just hold it up and hand it to you, kind of thing, and that's it. People think they're being nice to someone else. What they're actually doing is getting somebody else robbed, or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what happens. That's generally what happens to people that are nice in society. Their nice actions end up either getting turned evil, but unbeknownst to them, or they get screwed over. It's for some reason for being nice to somebody else. They try to be nice to someone, and then that particular person comes after them, or they try to be nice to somebody, but hey, you could use a bus pass, and then they use that bus pass to go break into cars. Yeah, I bought ones very soft. Some brands are better than others. Make potato, put through the ricer that smooth mash mixes with eggs and flours and roll and cut. Okay, Fama's talking about food as he should. That is our food guy. Hey, we were supposed to stop streaming a couple minutes ago. I guess we'll go for a couple more. We'll go to like 20 after. That'll work. We'll go to 20 after and then we'll call it. I'm not super hungry. But I'll probably go and have a bite, see what's up before I switch over to. I guess I'm right. Yeah, what am I doing tonight? I guess I'll get on Discord and I guess I'll run around on Surrounded on my play, not the stream play. I don't feel like streaming again tonight. Maybe I'll have a nibble of that sub or not. Like I'm really not. I don't know. I get done, get up, walk around, see what happens. What does FFS mean? It means come on, Fama. You know that means for fuck's sake. Fama saying how to make gnocchi. Oh, how to make? Yeah, okay, gnocchi. That's good. I have some of that still. I say still, like I've bought more since the stuff Fama sent me, but how? Jack attack. I take limbo dancing so seriously that I'd bend over backwards to win a competition. I haven't tried the limbo in probably 5 years. I didn't fall because I went, you know what? This ain't going to work. My back's too screwed up anyway as it is. Fama, yes, a hoe making gnocchi. Well, I mean, as long as they wash their hands first. Oh, let's see. Gnocchi. Fama, that was the kind I was expecting an egg noodle texture. They reminded me if you put pop biscuit in canned beef stew. Oh, yeah, okay, that's right. You guys, I guess we do. Who like you use like carbonated something in biscuits sometimes or something like that? Is that what I'm talking about? Hold on. Oh, I can't do that there, can I? Okay, anyway. Why is that different? Oh, that screen crashed. That's why that's different. All right. We got less than a minute to go here, folks. Let's see. I thought Pop Biscuits was a southern term for Pillsbury canned biscuits. Maybe, but I know there are biscuits that you put carbonated something in too. I've heard of it. I feel like I may have made it once many years ago. Whether it worked or not, I don't remember, but I could be thinking of something completely different. But anyway, here's a little warning. Well, it's 20 after. So it's our final toast of the evening for everyone here. And then we are going to hang it. Do I hate polish? What do you mean polish? Do you mean polish or Polish? Like, I don't have any problem with Polish people. I don't mind polish. Like, you know, sometimes, like I was talking about polishing glass earlier, or sometimes you want to polish something else on your own time. But I don't hate any particular people, if you mean Polish. Just because they're in a country doesn't mean they're all bad. But anyway, yeah. So, our final toast of the evening before we head out. Cheers, everybody. Take a sip, take a drink, pinch a nipple, smack a booty, pet your cat, scratch your doggy's chin. Either way, cheers, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out. Okay. What happened? Oh, YouTube crashed again. There we go. Baking powder and soda. Is that what it is? Overlay. Yeah, they overlay. It's not that it. What was that? No, I swear it sounded like I just farted, but I know I didn't just fart. I just heard something go. That was weird. Like, I'd know if I farted. But anyway. That was odd. Was that in the music, maybe? I may have to go back and see if the microphone picked that up. That was weird. Anyway, I'm gonna head out for the evening. Go get some stuff done, check some links, see where stuff's shipping. The tunes stopped. The tunes should still be working. It's just quite in between songs. A little quiet, maybe. Hotel California action. Intel CPU letting, yeah. It just went fucking one of the cores. Yeah, that could be a thing too. Silent but deadly. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't fart, and it sounded like it came from like this area, and my cats don't fart that loud, and there aren't any cats outside because I can see, but I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk to everybody. If I can get home soon enough from helping my dad out tomorrow, I'll do a surrounded stream. We'll continue. We'll get her off the mountain. Then it's time for guns and money. If not, then I'll do something before Wednesday. Or I'll see you Wednesday when we're working on something. I'll figure out what we're going to work on. And we'll go from there. So, thanks for having thanks for hanging out this evening. Talk to you next time. Be groovy to each other. And I am out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2.